Imagine scrolling through TikTok or Instagram and seeing a political video with thousands of likes and shares. It looks real, it has pictures, statistics, and someone speaking confidently, so you may assume it to be true. But the pictures could be edited, the statistics could be taken out of context, and the person speaking might not even be real. With artificial intelligence, fake images, voices, and videos are becoming easier to create. That is a serious problem, especially for young voters who are preparing to vote. I chose this topic because I have seen people my age believe and share political information just because it looked convincing online. Because of this, I believe schools should require media literacy education before students graduate. Today, I will explain why misinformation is a problem, how media literacy can help, and how schools can teach it in a fair and realistic way. First, misinformation is virtually everywhere, online at least. Young people get a lot of their views from the news, on social media websites, and videos. The problem is that almost anyone can create a post. It may not have a clear author, reliable evidence, or anyone checking whether it is accurate or not. False information is also made to grab attention. It may use an emotional headline, a dramatic image, or a short video clip that leaves out important details. Artificial intelligence has made this even harder. AI can create fake pictures, copy someone's voice, and make videos that appear to show a real person saying something they never said. According to the UNESCO, media literacy is becoming more important because people are dealing with misinformation, lower trust in the media, and new problems caused by artificial intelligence. The problem is not that students are unintelligent, the problem is that misinformation is often designed to create an emotional reaction. When a post makes us angry, or afraid, or excited, we are more likely to share it before checking whether or not it is true. Political misinformation can influence what people believe about candidates, elections, laws, and major issues. One person may share a false claim with a few friends, and those people may share it with even more users. Before anyone checks the original source, thousands of people may have already seen it. This is especially important for us young voters. In a national Stanford study, more than 3,000 high school students were asked to evaluate information online. Many of them had trouble identifying who was behind a website, recognizing misleading sources, and separating reliable evidence from questionable information. Students learn math, English, history, and government, but they also need to know whether the information on their phones can be trusted. That is where media literacy can help. Media literacy teaches students how to slow down and investigate information before believing or sharing it. Students will learn to ask questions such as, who created this information? What evidence is being used? When was it published? Is this image or video being shown in the correct context? And can another trustworthy source confirm the same claim? Students could also learn something called lateral reading. Instead of staying on one website and trusting what it says about itself, they would open up other sources and research the author, organization, and evidence. Media literacy would also teach students how to recognize bias, separate facts from opinions, and identify images or videos that may have been created or edited with artificial intelligence. Most importantly, these lessons would not tell students what political opinions to have. They would rather teach students how to examine evidence and form their own opinions. Research shows that these lessons can work. Stanford researchers tested a program called Civic Online Reasoning. Students learned how to investigate websites, compare sources, and identify questionable information. According to Stanford's Graduate School of Education, students who completed these lessons improved their ability to judge information online. The RAND Corporation has also examined that media literacy education can help students understand how media is created. They can also help students understand and recognize bias, evaluate sources, and share information responsibly. Of course, media literacy will not remove all misinformation from the internet. However, education gives people the tools to make better decisions. Media literacy education would give us students the tools to recognize warning signs and check information before acting upon it. Schools should require these lessons before graduation, but this does not necessarily mean that every school needs to create a new year-long class. Student literacy could be added to existing classes that students already take. In English classes, students could compare articles and study persuasive language. In government or history classes, students could evaluate political advertisements, campaign claims, and political arguments. In technology classes, students can learn about algorithms, artificial intelligence, and deepfake videos. School librarians could also teach students how to locate original sources and use reliable research databases. One concern that many people have is that media literacy education could become politically biased, which that's pretty fair. But teachers should not grade students based on which candidate or political party they support. Rather, students should be graded on whether they can identify a source, compare evidence, recognize bias, and explain their reasoning. Additionally, lessons should include examples from different political viewpoints to eliminate any sort of bias. Today, I have explained that misinformation is a common concern, that it can influence political beliefs, and that students can learn how to judge information more carefully. Students Schools prepare students for college, careers, and young adulthood. They should also prepare students to live in a world where almost anyone can create and spread convincing misinformation online. The next time you see a political post that immediately makes you angry, afraid, or excited, do not automatically share it. You need to stop, check the source, compare the evidence, then decide what you believe. Informed citizens do not appear automatically when they turn 18. They must first learn how to find the truth. Thank you.